Hi everyone, this is Nick here to show you a brief Audio Editing 101 tutorial using the program Audacity. To find Audacity, just search Audacity in Google and you will come up to this website here, and there are two different links that you can download. I will be using the first one. As you can see here, I'll highlight. It's 126 version. So download that onto your computer hard drive and we'll get going. This will be a three-part video training. The reason why it's broken up into three parts is because the file size is so large to upload onto the internet and onto YouTube. I decided to break it up into three different sections. The first one that we'll be going over in this video will be an overview of the program itself. Now, as you can see here, I'm on the screen for Audacity.com that I downloaded. And I actually have an audio already open here, and you can see a bunch of squiggly blue lines. It looks almost like a heart rate monitor if you're at the hospital. Now, I'm going to go through just the different steps that we will be using while we're editing. Now, this can be for if you have any projects here at ICA to edit any audios, or even in your own practice if you do any podcasts or any calls that you're recording that you want to upload onto your website. So it's some basic skills. Now, if you can cut and paste in Word, you can audio edit with the best. So basically it's all cut and paste. But before we get there, I want to go over some of the different features that you'll be using while you're on Audacity. If you get your attention to the upper left hand corner, we'll be using the file, and pretty much only for new, open, close, and then going down for as far as exporting and exporting as MP3 in a WAV file and save project as. And we'll talk more about those as we get through. We're working with our first project today. The next button is going to be the edit button. This will be used for cutting and pasting, as you can see here. The next one we'll be going on is to the project button. We'll be using the import audio button as we move forward in our training on these videos. The next one will be generate. The only one that we'll really be using for our purposes is silence. And we'll talk more about that as well. And last but not least, we'll be using the effect button. And here we'll be using a couple different things. We'll be using the fade in, fade out, as well as the normalize button as well. Sometimes we can use the noise removal, but for our purposes we'll probably use noise normalization for the most part. And bring our attention just below, we have our play, our record, pause, and stop buttons. For the most part, when you're audio editing, you can use play and stop. You can use record if you're looking at layering any audio, if you're going to use your own microphone on your computer to add in anything. But the training today will be focused just on the play and on the stop button. All right, moving more over to the right, you'll see this section right here that I have just moved it a little bit around. This will show you the decibel levels. You can see here, I want to get rid of that now. I'll show you the decibel levels just as it'll match with these levels here on the blue lines. All right, the next section is volume. So we have input volume and output volume. This right here is the output volume. So this volume that you're hearing from the audio that's right here in the blue lines. Now, if you are going to look to layer any audio with a recording from a microphone on your headset at your computer, this will be how you adjust how loud or how soft that volume is that you're layering on top of what already is there. The only other thing that we'll go over before we go into our editing is these nice little buttons right here. It's a magnifying glass with a plus and a minus. Zoom in and zoom out. So as you can see here, just for example, with this file that I've opened, it's quite condensed. You really can't see any space in between the lines, especially as we get past the 30-minute mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just show you what that looks like. We're going to zoom in. I'm going to click the zoom in button a couple times, and you can see before, from minute 30 on, it was pretty hard to see any white distinction in between. It was all a big mass of blue. So that gives us a bit of a chance to go in and find different pieces of audio that we want to edit out. So pretty much whenever someone talks, whenever you hear a word, the lines will jump a bit. And whenever there's a straight line, it means that there's silence, so there's not as loud a volume in that audio. Alrighty, so that is the overview. Next we'll be talking about editing in the next video.